All right, everybody, welcome to In the Mind of Music right here exclusively on iporadio.com. Tucson, Arizona's very own FireGlass is made up of Vice on vocals. We break vocals, Matt on bass, CJ, also known as Slade, on guitar, and Havoc on drums. And tonight we've got Vice and Matt on the phone with us. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Doing really well.
Doing really, really well. Kind of a mellow Monday for you guys?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
You guys loving the weird, cool weather that came out of left field?
Right?
It's definitely been a plus.
I'm loving it because I ride a motorcycle, so.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And for those of you who are listening right now that do not live in Arizona, we normally get like super hot weather, but lately we've been having some freezing weather. So that's kind of a little bit strange for us. So, not to talk about the weather, let's get into FireGlass. So, you guys have been around since 2013, and in just that short amount of time, you guys have seen a lot of changes with the band members, with Matt, you being actually the only original member left. Describe how you guys got to this point here with the members that you now strongly have.
What happened was when the band did form, it was originally with like Jeff Frankie, Taylor Davis, Hermes da Silva, and myself. When the years went on, fortunately we lost a couple members. Then we ended up picking up Havoc and Slade, and was pretty much kind of doing instrumental a little bit. And with Break, I used to work with Break at Empire, and I found out he was a rapper. We brought him in, and then Havoc actually found Vice, and when I called Vice about coming into the band, I actually interrogated him almost.
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, to make sure that he was all for it, and when he jumped on and came in and tried out, we instantly clicked right away and formed the FireGlass that we have now.
Nice. Well, I bet that was a little bit nerve-wracking for you, huh, Vice, being in that room with that light shining in your face as you were being interrogated for this new band opportunity?
What is your opinion on that?
It definitely was more than what I was expecting, because I'd been talking to Havoc for a couple of days beforehand, and it was really mellow. I sent him like some recordings of my vocals and everything, and then he, gets a hold of me one day and he's like, "Hey, my bass player is going to call you because he's the original member. He makes all the final decisions." I was like, "All right, cool." 20 minutes later, Matt calls me. He's just like, "All right, dude, I got this, and this going on, like shows booked for the rest of the year and everything on me." He's like, "Can you handle this?" And I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. Wow. And so it's history since then, right?
Hey,
so,
at least it's nothing like Nothing More where they tell you have to brand yourself.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
yeah.
burning us.
Now Nate is bringing in a whole nother interview that we did with Nothing More when they were just starting out, and they
Those
real
guys are
quick.
intense.
Let's not talk about Nothing More too much, but
Sorry.
they brand themselves just to kind of show like the brotherhood of the band. So it's a really interesting story if you guys want to check that out later.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I was like, wait, you're kidding me, right?
It's
You
not a
should.
tattoo,
No,
it's a branding.
brand. Like, legit, they burn
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay,
remember
guys.
that because FireGlass actually played with Nothing More a couple years back, and they were telling us about that. I thought it was pretty cool.
No, it's awesome. I mean, it's really cool. It's just crazy, if you ask me.
Right, right. So, a lot of musicians, they look up to other bands when shaping the sound of their band's sound. Tell us, what are some of the bands that help shape the sound of FireGlass for you guys?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. All five of us come from like a bunch of different, musical backgrounds. A lot of us have similar interests in certain bands, but there's core of what we do that's kind of brings it all together. Like Havoc, he loves a lot of progressive stuff, and then there's Break, who comes from a heavily hip hop background, and then Slade is more like hard rock, kind of maybe thrash-ish. Would you say, Matt, in his style of playing?
He's a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he's an
big time.
Avengi.
And then I come from, I played a lot of like hard rock and heavy stuff too, but my background mostly vocally is more of like punk rock, kind of aggressive style like that as a singer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that when I listen to you guys. So that's really interesting because all of the type of genres that you guys have mentioned comes out clearly in the music with, I guess the new genre is called nu metal, right? Because it has that metal/rap going on.
Yeah.
Okay. You there with us, Matt?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So Being considered a newer band in today's industry, what is the biggest challenge you face when coming up with new material and carving out that Fireglass sound that stands out from the rest?
I think the biggest challenge that we would face is just trying to come up with something good that doesn't sound like what's already been done. I mean, granted, new metal isn't like it's not like a big kind of subgenre right now, but at the same time, we're trying to make to stand out, especially down here where the metal scene in Tucson is mostly just like regular straight up metal. We
Mm-hmm.
need to come up with something that stands out, but also draws people's attention.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah. That is quite a challenge because, as you know, and as we know, the market is really saturated. There are bands coming out by the minute. And it is really, really difficult nowadays to be a do-it-yourself band, otherwise known as DIY. And you guys are out there, just trekking along, making this music, and pretty good. I'm impressed with the single we're gonna play today.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Thank you.
we've actually had a chance to see you guys kind of come from not necessarily the beginning, but we saw the beginning when Vice first joined in, and the mixture between the vocals and the rap, and you guys have come a long way. I think you guys have finally fell into it, and the last time we saw you guys play, it was really good, man. You guys did a great job.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. And for all of you listening right now that happen to be in Tucson, Arizona or the surrounding areas, they will be having their album release show with us, IPO Radio, on the 22nd of July. So if you want to definitely check out their band there if you haven't seen them already. Okay, so the theme of the show, I don't know if you've seen the poster, but the theme of the show is how music gets you by. So keeping that in mind, when you guys write your songs, what is the message or the feeling you hope your fans will be left with after listening to the music you make?
Well, the way that we write, it comes from a very, very personal experiences that we dealt with in our lives. Me and Break, we collaborate on all the lyrics, and we sit really long and hard on the music to make sure we write something that's relatable, but something that tells a story of what we've been through. But we spin it in a vague enough way so that people can interpret it in their own way and associate it to their lives and their situations, and kind of hopefully help them find a little bit of comfort.
It's a really good answer. Matt, do you have a different answer or do you just want to piggyback on that?
Man, like Vice pretty much nailed it on that,
I guess, right?
right?
Okay, yeah, that is a really, really good answer. I like that. So you guys just recently tracked your single, What's Done Is Done, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that song, off of your anticipated EP. So so the album is actually scheduled to release on the 22nd, that day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
There you go.
Originally we were gonna release it hopefully by like the end of June,
Mm-hmm.
and then we sat down and we all talked about it. And then when Rascal got in touch with us, he wanted to put us on this IPO radio festival. So we were like, yeah, most definitely. And we decided to hold off and release it on July 22nd.
Yeah. It's a really good idea to do that.
Well,
Definitely.
I think it's also really important that you guys are doing what you're doing now as far as pushing it, getting it out there, marketing it so that people will know and anticipate the release of it. So if you like just kind of say, hey, we're releasing it in like 3 weeks, that the more time I think is a better idea. So I'm really glad you guys did that.
Right.
Awesome.
Yes. So keeping, talking about What's Done Is Done, any plans for a music video for that song or any other song that you guys have on that EP?
Yeah, we are planning a music video right now. We're trying to get the ducks in order pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
and the funds together so that way we're capable of doing it and getting it put out.
Okay.
Nice. So I know you guys talked to Rascal a lot about it, and he uses a guy by the name of Iron Daniels. Have you guys ever seen some of that guy's videos?
Other known as Rock.
Oh, yeah, Rock.
Yeah, yeah, we have. We checked out every video that Lethal Injection has done. We just recently checked out the Never Say Never clips that they were doing and everything, and we were extremely impressed. And we are talking to Rascal about using the guy that he uses. So
Nice. No, we actually know Iron personally, Rock, and he's a really good dude, really good guy, fun to work with as well.
awesome.
Yeah, very, very professional.
Cool.
So let's explore the future of Fireglass down the road. What are your short and your long-term goals for the band?
Mm. Well, short term is just we want to get the EP out to kind of, we want to start generating more buzz for us and, hopefully start expanding our market to more than just Tucson and, the surrounding cities in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I know a long time goal would be going out on the road and touring. And I know one of my goals for FireGlass is most definitely going to Europe.
Nice.
Okay. So make sure you got your passports.
I got mine.
You know what's crazy about Europe, and it costs a fair good amount to get there, but they still come out, they buy albums, they're very supportive of the music. So definitely save up and get ready to do it. I definitely strongly support that long-term goal. That's something I've always wanted to do. And recently we'll hopefully get a chance to do at some point in time, even if it's just to go out and visit. But definitely do that. Keep that goal in mind and do everything you can to work towards that, because that's where it's at. America, as much as I love America, they love music, but they don't support it nearly as much as the Europeans and Japanese and people on the opposite continents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard all the Europeans and Japanese that once they become a fan, they're fans for life.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing that I've been dying to go over to Europe for, is because I know that their music over there, like you were saying, like once they love you, they just love you. They support you 100%. And that's one thing I'm really looking towards.
No, I think that that's right on. I know with my group, we have a guy. It was probably one of the most amazing things. The two covers that have been done of my band. There's one guy in Russia that did one, and then this Chinese guy, bless his soul, who was trying to sing to one of our lyric videos. And it was probably one of the most awesome and funniest lyric videos I've heard him do. But they interact, and they very much, once they love your music, they will be die hard. And what I like about it is they're open to basically everything. They're not just going to be like, oh, I like this one group and stick with just that one group. So,
right.
So, in your experience and, and everything that you've been doing out there, going to gigs and everything and pushing your shows, what would be your best advice to give to new bands out there to help them motivate their fans to come out to live music more?
Definitely just to get on it, man. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, starting from whether it's just starting out or just going to a new city. It's a process, and you kind of don't let the small shows where no one shows up or whatever, don't let it get you down. You got to keep working at it.
Mm-hmm. But what would you say is your advice to actually get them to come to shows? Like, what legwork would you do to get them, to come out? Like, as in Facebook, and what kind of things are you doing to get them to come out?
Facebook is a big part of the things that we do. It's how we promote with, we share and everything. We do a lot of, we do live videos explaining the different shows we have coming up, but we also go out. We'll find places like smoke shops are really popular places to go. And, you talk to the people that work there, drop off some flyers, or just go around downtown or 4th Ave and just talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like getting out there, getting that face-to-face interaction, it kind of shows people a little more that you're willing to take that kind of time to get out and, meet these people face-to-face, that, it might be worth a look.
Yeah. And in our days, we'd call those people street team. Like, you would also build a fan base that's really dedicated to your project and your message and your long-term goal. And they would go out there and just help do that, meet face-to-face and things like that. Well, Nathan has experience with that.
Yeah, I would say that that helps, but not nearly as much as he was just saying. They would rather it come from you guys, like you're saying, and it creates a more personal connection the more you go out, meet people, and shake their hand, and we're like, well, who is this? And well, that's me. And they get to realize that you're just a normal person as well, and they come out, they enjoy your music, and they connect on a much deeper level, in my opinion, at that point.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'm going to piggyback in with Nathan because he's the musician here. Oh, my gosh.
Well,
go ahead, Matt.
I also agree with Nate on that, because a lot of times that's what I do when I go out and sell tickets or go talk to people. Mm-hmm. If people ask me, well, what type of band you playing? If I tell them metal, they kind of give me that weird, awkward look. And I was like, no, but you got to listen to it. And like, we don't just scream all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
I have the same thing. It's hilarious because, as you guys know, my band is purely metal, minus me.
Yeah.
So I get in there, and people are like, "Well, how do you describe your music?" I'm like, "Well, it's metal, but I don't scream."
Right.
So
It's true. True story.
Metal with rock singing. That's like that's the
Yeah.
easiest way I can describe it because it's hardcore, it's metal, but it's not at the same time.
And you guys just imagine having to describe FireGlass. Well, we're a little bit of metal, we're a little bit of rap, we're a little bit of rock.
I would say metal,
Yeah.
rock singing,
Well-
and spoken poetry.
Yeah. You're in the mood for everything. Just come to our show. Just come.
Exactly. And
Oh my gosh.
that's what I usually tell a lot of people too. Is like, just come to one show. If you don't like us, you can punch me in the face or something.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
That's
nice.
awesome. No, that's great.
Oh my
But
gosh.
one of these days, you're gonna find somebody that really doesn't like
just
you.
get into
This
the
is
mosh
true.
pit
This
and just
is
let him
true.
have it.
We're waiting for that day to happen.
Now, there's
Oh,
at least
man.
going to be 1, 2, or 3 of them once you get into the couple thousand fans range. I guarantee it.
I think he'll stop saying that after a while too. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He'll be like, well,
Luckily,
I've
I've had everybody said they loved us so far, so I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not getting punched.
no, that's
No,
awesome,
that's
man.
good. No, yeah, you guys are definitely impressive. When I first saw you guys over at one of our shows that we were promoting?
I don't remember exactly what show it was.
Yeah, I
We've
think
seen
it was one of our shows at the
Was
event.
it The Rock?
Right.
Or
No, the
event?
Yeah,
event.
it was the Lethal Injection show at
Yes,
the event.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So it was one of our shows that we were promoting.
Wasn't that the most recent one though that we watched them at?
No, that wasn't the.
Oh, that was in. You guys played at the Never Say Never show, right?
because you guys just performed at the Rock, right?
No, we
We
played
are
the
going to
event.
be at the Never Say Never show, but the most recent
Yes.
time was at the event. Yeah.
Oh, then was it? It was the one
Oh,
right. Oh,
okay.
it was the. So it was Lethal Injection and Never Say Never played a little bit, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
Never Say Never played like right
okay.
before us.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
why.
But you guys have played in Phoenix since then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we actually go all over. We play Phoenix a lot. We go to El Paso. We're
Nice.
actually setting up a tour right now.
That's where I was born.
El Paso's
Paso?
a fun. Yeah,
Yes.
she was born there, and that's a fun town to play in. It's a really small, interesting place. I love that place.
I've never been there. I was just born there.
Yeah, the music scene out there is incredible. Like you
Yep.
go anywhere, a dive bar, whatever, and they have live music, the place is always packed.
Yeah, and people love it out there for sure.
Wow.
They do.
Well,
That's
here's
a good place to
hoping.
go.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping for a really good reception for you guys for sure. So here's an interesting question, and you guys can answer it any way you want. You can answer it goofy, serious, however you want to answer it. Okay. But
Okay.
what do you do outside of music that contributes to your musicality? In essence, what do you do as a hobby that you turn to in order to rejuvenate your creativity?
Well, before I became the singer for FireGlass, I used to play bass guitar back in the day, and little by little I started developing my vocals. So to kind of, if I'm feeling kind of burnt out or something, like a bad day or whatever, you just listen to music and I play my bass, and it kind of like puts me back at peace and kind of gets me back into the frame of mind I need to start writing again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So your hobby is your bass. And what about you, Matt?
For me, I don't know. Like usually, if I have like a really bad day at work, I would come home and mess around on the bass. Or if we're in the process of writing a new song, like I'll just come up with some random ideas and I bring it to the guys at practice.
Mm-hmm.
So, or if I have something dealing with the like business aspect of the band, I'll pitch everybody an idea and see what they just if they like it or not, and go from there.
Okay, cool. So basically, your guys' hobby to create more music outside of music is music.
Yeah, oh yeah, music controls our
Well,
lives.
in a different way. No,
Yeah.
I get
But it's
that.
still
I mean,
music.
I used to be that way for a long time. Now I watch a lot of anime because I'm a geek.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh my gosh, let's not get into this.
But yeah, no, I feel you. When I get in a roadblock with my lyrics or anything like that, I like to go back to guitar or piano or something just to get the words out of it, because sometimes you lose rhythm, you lose where you want to place your syllables, and you just need to kind of get back into the rhythm of the music. I totally understand that from.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, he's the musician, I'm the mind, so gotta always have to have the musician's perspective here. So, all right, you guys. So now is the time where you guys can make someone out there feel very special. Okay, so who would you guys like to thank for getting you to where you are now?
I want to thank my family, first of all. My girlfriend, it's not easy putting up with me, and the more and more that I travel between here and Phoenix alone and getting ready to go on this tour, it's really hard because we just had a daughter not that long ago. So she's fully willing to, just kind of deal with it while I'm off playing shows and stuff, and be home with my daughter while I'm gone. And still be completely okay with it and still want to see me all the time. And I know it takes a lot to be with a musician, especially just one getting to a point where they're starting to get to that next level, because the traveling and stuff takes a big toll on you.
It does.
It does. For me, it would be my wife for sure, because she's actually she's bought most of my gear for me. So she's been a big supporter of it and helped out a lot through the good times and bad times. And like what Vi said, going out on the road a lot and not being able to see her a lot of the times does take a toll. So, and she's been a trooper and actually deals with me. So.
Well, I'm just going to have to come up with a topic for our next show about relationships and the road, because that is definitely something I have touched on briefly with other musicians that I know are married or attached to a significant other. And I know that it does take a toll. And actually, some musicians even write songs about that, specifically Memphis Mayfire with their song, oh gosh. Now is that the moment for me to lose the song? But yes, Memphis Mayfire actually wrote a song featuring Duder from
Kelly Quinn.
Yeah, Kellen Quinn, right?
Kellen Quinn, yeah.
Yeah, from Sleeping with Sirens, and it's about just the feeling of being married to the music and being away from the family and the girlfriend and all this stuff. So it is definitely an issue that is important. To think about. If you're going to be in a relationship and be a musician, you definitely have to be with somebody that understands that. It's called Miles Away by Memphis Mayfire. So check it out, you guys. So anything else you guys like to add right now about FireGlass? Promote anything you want to talk about? Where can our listeners find your music?
We got it on YouTube. It's the single right now is available for download on iTunes, Google Play. It's up on Spotify. We got it on SoundCloud. Pretty much anywhere that you can get, that you can download music, you're most likely going to find it there. So we definitely encourage people to check it out, because that's the first of many songs that we have coming.
Right on. Okay. And Matt, did he forget anything, or did Vice get it all?
No, I got it all. I know I've never heard of the place, but like Deezer. I guess it's on Deezer.
Deezer?
Oh, yeah,
is
never
that
heard of
app?
either.
Yeah, that's I think that's that app that you get on like certain
I was going
to
say, I actually heard that name recently, so I think that's kind of a newer thing that they're coming out with in the last at least year. Maybe longer than that.
We had a guy that messaged us like, "Do you guys have Deezer?" And we're like, "What the heck is Deezer?"
You gotta just keep up with the times, you guys. Come on now.
Yeah, that's too funny. I actually just heard that almost exact same conversation the other day.
Right?
Yeah, somebody was like, "Do you have a Deezer?" And I was like, "Okay, I've never heard of that." And the other guy's like, "No, what the hell is that?"
All right, so now everybody listening knows about it. Okay, right here, exclusively on IPO Radio's In the Mind of Music, you heard about Deezer. And also, you can also add to the list of where you can find your music on IPO Radio now, because we will now have you on the rotation with the song What's Done Is Done. And we're actually going to go ahead and play that song. So first of all, I just want to say... We got you guys on the music platform. You guys have already talked about where to find your music. We're going to be anticipating an awesome music video for that track. And I love the baby sounds in the background. I just wanted to say,
she sounds very happy right now.
It's very distracting, but in a lovely way. I'm just trying to okay,
that's my crazy child.
She wants to be a singer just like her dad. That's so cute.
Oh, I hope so.
All right.
Play bass. No.
Shut up, man.
Oh, man. So, it's just
Shut
so
up,
funny.
Matt.
I heard that too, and I was like, oh, okay, how can I be serious right now?
From one band musician, I totally understand how that goes. Inside jokes, you're just like, shut up, dude. That's not funny.
Yeah, wait till you guys go out on tour and sharing a van together for like more than a month.
Yeah, and watch your bass player shit himself.
Okay, moving on. So somehow this has become about Nate for a second now.
I'm sorry. That's the one thing. I'm sure you guys have already got some stories of going out and all that stuff, but that's the funniest thing I could ever remember being on tour. Craig looking over at my bass player and saying, "Did you just hit yourself?" And he's like, "Oh, this is not good." Oh God, this is not good. He jumps out of the car
oh,
and runs into Walmart. It was a rather interesting day.
oh man, we've had our drummer before. We were heading up to Phoenix to go play a show, and he had a pee so bad that even the rest stop on the way to Phoenix was closed. So he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yeah, no, that's
It's like,
the worst.
oh yeah.
Well, just find your nearest Walmarts. They're always friendly to musicians.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, no,
Right.
they love musicians. They will protect and serve you. I
No,
guarantee it.
we could be laughing about this all day long, but it's actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so-
Walmart's awesome.
All right, so all you in the Mind of Music listeners, we just got into the Mind of FireGlass from Tucson, Arizona. Make sure that you go like and follow them on their social media platforms. And on their social media platforms, they have something kind of unique. They have their own profiles with a little bit about them sections with their photos, so you can check them out and get to learn a little bit more about each one of these amazing musicians that make up FireGlass. Make sure to download the song What's Done is Done. Sorry, guys. That we're about to play right now off of their new EP. So, Vice, Matt, thanks for joining us tonight. You guys be safe.
Thank you for
we'll
having us.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
No
We'll
problem.
see
You
you
guys
guys
have a
soon.
great one.
You too.
Okay, bye,
All right,
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so you guys, this
We're-
band FireGlass is going to be playing our show July 22nd at the event here in Tucson for IPO Radio Festival 2017. Now let's do What's Done is Done.
Here we go.